Hey everyone, Professor Gull here. I'm so glad we're finally done with our adventure for now. I didn't finish it completely with you guys online, but I did finish it. And it was a good playthrough. I really enjoyed it. I would recommend anybody who hasn't played this to give it a shot and give it a try and enjoy it as much as you can. And hopefully you won't hate the frogs as much as I did. Oh god, I hate those frogs. This game was a little bit long for me, and it just about drove me nuts, but we're done. Driving. Wait, I know. We could do a driving game next. Who wants to do a driving game? I know I do. So let's see if we can find one up here. Oh, and I think I know exactly where I need to look. Because everybody knows the Saturn has Sega Rally. We've already done that one. A lot of people have done that one. Wipeout, that's kind of a driving game. I don't know if anybody's heard of High Octane. That's also a driving game. So it's F1 Challenge and Impact Racing. Oh, but a lot of people aren't so familiar with how that all works out, and they're not really sure how they feel about driving. Road Rash, that's kind of driving. We'll work on that one some other time, though. I don't think that one's really appropriate for what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something classic, iconic. How about something that came with the Saturn? How about Daytona USA? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So this game is a 3-pack. When you bought your Saturn, you were able to get Daytona USA, Virtua Fighter 2, and Virtual Cop, and a 3-pack when you bought your Saturn. So there's my Saturn. There's Daytona. So let's put this in and give it a try. But you know what makes Daytona even better? It's not about playing with this. It really isn't. It's about playing with this. This is what you should do. Driving games need a steering wheel. And this one made for the Sega Saturn has an excellent steering wheel. So you know what? Let's get things started. Let's see how things go. Sega Saturn steering wheel. It's a pretty standard steering wheel, and they came out with peripherals like this a little bit after the 32-bit consoles came out because they needed to kind of compete with what PCs were getting. A lot of PCs had peripherals like steering wheels and other joysticks, and so the game systems and the game companies were just like, we want to have part of that too. So, why not? Let's make a steering wheel for the Sega Saturn. And this one is specifically made for the Saturn because it has the right plug. You have your buttons appropriately marked. You have your X, Y, Z, and your A, B, C. Your start button, 2 paddle shifters, which I just accidentally did something on here, and then your start button. Also on this, you have a locking clip, which you just twist this way to unlock, twist this way to lock, and what it does is it allows you to extend the steering wheel for your comfort. This was meant to be played on two ways, either on a table or on your lap or whatnot, or rather have your legs sit on top of these and have this, stick up between your legs. Whatever. But also, if you didn't find that was comfortable enough, there's also this locking mechanism in the back here that allows you to adjust the wheel up and down. Now, what could you ask for more playing a driving game besides an awesome steering wheel? And this one definitely fits the bill. For all those looking to find out what this is the MK80107, made by Sega Enterprises, made in Korea. As you see, for suction cups. I bought mine used. Obviously, the cups look a little dirty, but you know what? This thing's a beast. It can take punishment, and it still works. And so we're going to use this to play Daytona, because there's no other way to race, except for with a racing wheel. So Daytona USA, made for the Sega Saturn, a direct port from the arcade, by AM2, or if you want to call it Sonic Team. Let's go through some of the options here. Arcade, Saturn, ranking, and there's the option menu. You have different game modes, normal, Grand Prix, and Endurance. I don't recommend Endurance unless you want to spend like a couple hours driving. Difficulty level, and then an enemy level to see how bad they are. There's a nice sound mode, sound test, and the key assignment. It automatically detects whatever controller is plugged in. Since I have the steering wheel plugged in, it's showing me this is what is plugged in. There's Type A and Type B, but they're pretty much both the same. The only thing that's different is the Type B has the brake and acceleration controls on the other side. And you can always manually make whatever you feel like anyway. Here are the Daytona USA manual. I'd show you guys this one. Now, mine's got some staining in the corner, but that's because it's fairly old. And this came as a 3-pack with my Saturn. So you'll see two different kinds of manuals. You'll see another full color one with the full case ones. But this one's just a simple black and white, and this is what came with that 3-pack. So, you know, that's just how it is. So let's take a look at some of the information in this manual. See if we can find any hints. We got the contents page, the Hornet, and how to handle your disc. Make sure you put it in the dishwasher. And you're underway. Look at those graphics. So, we're going to pick Saturn mode for the first race. And we're going to go with the beginner one. During Saturn mode, you get a choice of 4 cars. You just see there. Now, 2 of them look the same, but the acceleration and the grip are different, and so is the maximum speed. I'm going to pick a manual car, because what's the point of driving an automatic if you've got shifters on your steering wheel? So let's see what the beginner track is like. Yeah, I gotta say, it almost feels natural driving with the wheel. It might take me a little bit to get used to the acceleration and brake. I'm sure I'm gonna end up in the wall at some point. Probably right here. Yep. But, let's give me a chance to test out the shifting. Wow, that shifts pretty nice. I gotta say, it's a better response than the controller, I feel. So, you know, once again, I kind of endorse the steering wheel, especially for driving games. I'll change view here. I'm a big person of driving from the front bumper, personally. Makes people sick, especially when I play Wipeout. Speaking of Model 1, here's your Model 1 controller. Kind of tells you your controls there, just in case you didn't know. So there's during the pre-race in the menus, the D-pad left to right selects things, up and down selects options, start brings up the game menu, A isn't used, B cancels selection, C makes selections, X, Y, Z is not used, the L and R buttons aren't used in the menu. During the race, left and right guides you on the course, up and down in a manual transmission, up for a lower gear, down for a higher gear. So the D-pad's kind of your gear shifter. Start pauses and resumes the game. A is not used, B is brakes, C accelerates, and XYZ press it simultaneously when the game is paused to restart the game. The L button zooms in, the R button pulls out. Note that these are the default controls. So you can change those. And this is what we used, or rather what I used, was a Sega Saturn arcade racer. So it's kind of got the same feel to it. Your steering wheel selects left to right. Butterfly shift moves up and down. Start brings up the game menu. B cancels selections. C makes selections, and the rest of them aren't used. Now during the race, see, now this is kind of interesting. So steering wheel guides your car on course. So, yeah, that makes sense. The butterfly shifts you up and down in transmission. So here's your up and down buttons on the controller, up right there, up and down. Okay. Start pauses the game. Button A isn't used. Button B now changes the view and pulls out. And button B is over here. Okay. Button C accelerates, which is over here. Button X not used. Button Y, which is over here. That changes your view and zooms in. And button Z is your brakes. So that kind of makes for a nice experience. You got acceleration, brakes. Yeah, I couldn't ask for something simpler. I mean, it's not pedals, but it works. And it really works well for this game. Actually, it works well for any racing game, to be fair. So here we're going to try the advanced track. And this is on arcade mode, so I have a choice of 2 cars. Of course I'm going to take the manual car. I'll do one round of this track so you guys can see what this one's like. Definitely more challenging with turns.
And starting from a dead stop, even better. S-curve coming up. I'm probably going to go into the wall. So, in the arcade mode, it's kind of you against time more than you against other racers. Although you still need to pass other racers because it just shows you're going faster than the time's counting down. This used to be a quarter eater in the arcade. Oh, don't shift while turning. Just try it there. Bad idea. It does feel unnatural, though, driving with the wheel. And now I'm going to go into the wall. I guess Sega couldn't afford advertising back then. Haha.
And then here's the most important part, right here. Tips from the top 3. Okay? Control rather than flat-out speed gives you the fastest lap times. Hitting or rubbing against the wall robs you of precious seconds more effectively than anything else. Yeah, that's really true. Keep your car moving in a uniform direction with smooth, even lane changes and turns. Watch the other cars at first and learn the best places to enter and exit each corner. Now, it's going to be tough to do, because you start off last. So to catch up to any other cars, you already got to go faster. So to see where they enter turns, how are you supposed to know? You can take advantage of the time-lapse mode to familiarize yourself with each aspect of a course. Now that's a good hint right there, yeah? And the last one is keep a light touch on the D-pad. Unnecessary swerving costs valuable time, and if you're using a manual transmission, you increase your chances of shifting into the wrong gear by accidentally pressing the D-pad up or down. Okay? And there's the credits. You know, I'll tell you what, people. There's some good hints in this book. But some of the more important ones have to do with how the physics are in this game. Okay? I actually did think of some of the physics for driving a car. If you decide to use a manual car and you shift while you're in mid-turn, you're going to spin out. In fact, you see me do that as I play the game. That's exactly how it is. So that's the physics they used for this version of Daytona USA. So just be prepared, okay? Take things slower, and I seriously recommend using a wheel. I mean, you know, that's okay, but you really want the wheel. Trust me on that. Driving experience is much easier, and you'll find it work much better. Okay? So, those are what I have for hints and tricks. Thanks for reading along with me and listening to some awesome Daytona music.
And now this is the expert track. And the final lap. This one's got crazy turns, just like that one I missed.
Are you alright?
Nope. Your concern is nice, though, thanks. I thought I'd play this one on Saturn mode so I could actually get through a part of it. Yep, that was me getting lapped. Hey, look, it's Jeffrey. Hey, he's from that other game. Yeah, and it's not that I'm a bad driver. It's just I keep trying to shift around corners, and I really shouldn't. So that's it. Game over.
You placed 30th.
So this is Professor Gull saying thanks for joining me for Daytona USA for the Sega Saturn. I have a special guest. You'll see him at the end of the video. And I just want to thank everybody for their participation. And please like and subscribe.
That's right, Virtua Fighter 2. The steering wheel. And that's because Jeffrey rules. Yeah. Let's see if we can fight somebody else. Try next stage. Sure. I got a steering wheel. Steering wheels are good for fights. So if you had a chance to give it a try, go ahead and try some Virtua Fighter with a steering wheel. See, it's not just for racing. Oh. Man, I don't like her. She's a bee. Dude, she just kicked my booty in. Straight up. Come on, Sarah. What you got? Put myself in a precarious situation. Jump, 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 jump.